Today, we're talking about an AEW departure that's been confirmed, also possible surprises for WrestlePalooza. And yes, we are going to talk about Andrade's next booking and a WWE faction getting a new member. If you guys want new videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that bell. This way you can get notified every single time a new video drops. I'm going to keep you guys updated along the way with everything that is happening in professional wrestling. And that brings us to our first topic. I don't want to spend too much time, ladies and gentlemen, but Andrade's next move has been revealed, and it is, in fact, The Crash, which is a wrestling company in Tijuana, Mexico. Now, you might have heard of The Crash. Obviously, it doesn't stand out as much historically, as much as like CMLL or AAA. This is a company that was founded about 14 years ago. And typically the talent that get used on The Crash are, independent talent. You might see people. It's a little bit of a smaller company. I would say maybe this is like the third or fourth largest company in Mexico. However, Lucha Libre Online posted that Andrade's been officially revealed October 3rd at The Crash. It is in Tijuana, and tickets are currently on sale. And, listen, man, Andrade leaving WWE, leaving AEW. Who knows if we see him back in America? Who knows if we see him back on television in America? He could appear on The Crash without being contracted long term, very similar to what you may have seen with talent going to like TNA or MLW or NWA or something of that matter. So for those who are curious about what's going to happen with Andrade moving forward, this is the answer. He's also teasing stuff with MJF still. So we'll see if there's anything that comes to fruition from that. But Andrade is set to appear at The Crash October 3rd. Let me know what you think. Let's talk about it. WWE faction getting a new member, the Secret Hervis. So right now there's been some really interesting stuff being said about this, but Chelsea Green actually posted a job opening on Twitter for this. They're looking to fill in a candidate. So what she put in her post was interesting. She goes, "Our beloved head of security, Slagent P, is currently out on a top secret special assignment. In her absence, the Secret Hervis will be accepting intel dossiers and video submissions for potential fill-in candidate." Look, this is some... The way Chelsea Green be writing this post is kind of crazy, but she goes, "Only those with the license to slay, investigative background of her block, her luck, Holmes, an impeccable record of security will be looked at. XOXO, president of Chelsea Green fandom, Chelsea Green." For those who don't know, Slagent P is Piper Niven. The tweet appears that they're looking at replacing her. I don't know if this is true, but there's rumors that maybe she's injured, and I don't know. I don't know if WWE is really going to do anything special with this. I don't really know what to expect with WWE and the Secret Hervis. I like Piper Niven. I like Alba Fire. I like Chelsea Green. I like them all together. But it almost feels as if maybe Alba Fire and Piper Niven are more of like a utility player for WWE, meaning like, they're going to be on TV, they're going to have a job, but they may never get that major push. It would be nice to see that happen, especially for Alba Fire. Anybody who knows Kaylee Ray, anybody who knows her background before WWE, but then also coming to NXT UK and that kind of thing, and then going to NXT. I think those are relatively important things to note. So if they're going to get a new member, that'd be cool. I mean, who do they add? I don't know. I'm very curious to see what they do here. Should be fun, hopefully. That brings us to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. WWE WrestlePalooza. A lot of people are excited about this. WWE dropped a cold open that was incredibly hype, incredibly well put together. They did some really, really dope stuff in this video package, and there's been a lot of talks about WrestlePalooza, and WWE really wants to kick this event off with a bang. They kind of want this to feel like a secondary WrestleMania every year. So there's tons of articles and stuff, but we know that Triple H is promising a surprise. WrestlingNews.co had actually dropped a really dope article on potential returns, and I want to talk about this because one of the surprises that was mentioned was The Rock, which I think if it kind of makes sense for The Rock to be there, right? I think that's obvious. I don't know if The Rock will show up, but I think The Rock helping Drew McIntyre defeat Cody Rhodes would be a very major shock. I could very much see that happening. So that makes a lot of sense. Soraya is somebody who's a free agent. She didn't return back, for Evolution, but there's rumors of her coming back, and there's rumors of her, coming back to WWE long term. And WWE hasn't announced anything. She hasn't announced anything, so there is a little bit of confusion there. But also that is something to definitely acknowledge. Ronda Rousey is somebody who would also make a lot of sense, despite the fact that she said no countless times that she wouldn't return. I think you can never really dismiss Ronda Rousey in general, even if it's in a non-performing role. Obviously, coming from UFC, going to WWE, ESPN is tying all the sports together. There's so many different names: Rey Mysterio, Ilya Dragunov. There's what's really interesting too is Dakota Kai. She got released from the company. She hasn't done anything after the release. There's always a chance that she could return. I think you could also look at Karrion Kross as well as a possibility. But it's very clear that whatever WrestlePalooza has going on, there's going to be something huge. And I think there's a lot of different possibilities here, which is cool. I look forward to seeing what they do. And and I've mentioned it in the previous video too. If Triple H doesn't if he doesn't deliver on the surprises that he's promising, if he doesn't do something big here, I mean, it is definitely going to be an issue for people. And that brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiera Hogan is gone from AEW. This has been officially confirmed. She's been recently removed from AEW's official roster page. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has reported that his sources confirmed that Hogan has departed from AEW and Ring of Honor. Those spoken to reportedly stated that Hogan had left AEW a couple of days before, or after her birthday, I should say. Prior to her departure, AEW had acknowledged and celebrated her birthday on social media. Sean Ross Sapp also said that those spoken to within AEW said that there was not any ill will, and Hogan had been not backstage much, if at all, in the last year. The departure was expected and claimed to be due to a contract expiration. However, there hasn't been official confirmation on that. You guys might have remembered Kiera Hogan came from TNA, went to AEW. Now she's on a reality TV show on Zeus Network called Jocelyn's Cabaret. She's expected to tour with the show. She kind of landed in a hot mess of a situation because there's been talks, which this was kind of crazy, but there was some talk of her being in the show. And one of the things that was said on the show was that she used wrestling as a stepping stone, which kind of led to wrestling fans not being too happy about that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Kiera Hogan obviously didn't get used much. I don't really think this is that big of a deal. It doesn't really impact AEW in the slightest. I did think at one point they would do something big with her because of naturally how she was in TNA, but that obviously didn't happen. So as you guys know, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated along the way. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.